down to part time. It's movie review time.
But yeah, so that movie Wrong Turn came out in 2003. Speaking of Wrong Turn '03, what did you guys think of the movie Wrong Turn 3?
Oh, good segue. I would have.
There you go.
For me, it was a rough watch.
Yeah.
I didn't like the main bad guy that had the shotgun the whole time. I hated his acting. It was just like bad, but not like good bad. So
No?
it zapped it for me. And then like spoilers, like when the when the guy shows up and he gives him the girl, he's like, "Here, take her." Like, what the fuck? Is he fucking bargaining with her as if he's just gonna leave him alone?
He was definitely a bad guy. I didn't have a problem with his acting. I thought he was pretty good myself. I guess I didn't see what you saw in it. I thought he was a captivating bad guy. I think maybe the acting was a little out of place. I think for a few of the people it was kind of all over the place, but I think it worked for me overall. I liked the character, the Marine guy. I think his name was Brandon. I don't remember hardly any other names. Brandon, and then the bad guy was Chavez. But I mean, it's crazy that they have it like to where whenever he goes up against Three Finger, he's the bad guy. Like you're rooting for Three Finger in that fight.
Yeah.
And I like how he killed his kid, but also you have to know that that kid was a result of patty caking because that
he was about to patty
there was,
cake that other girl.
yeah, and also I did think that it was a funny horror movie cliche how that girl gets shot through the chest with this arrow and you think she's dead, but then the other girl gets taken to the cabin or to his shack later on and she's hanging up in there and she just happens to die the moment that she makes eye contact with that girl. It's like, oh, what a coincidence that in that moment she took her last breath. But oh my god, the horror whenever he freaking goes in there and has bent over that thing. Thank God for that. What's the cop's name? Was it Nick? I can't remember.
I don't remember his name, but
he was good. I thought his acting was a little flat at times, but overall I thought his acting was good.
His name was Nate.
Nate. There you go.
Sorry, I didn't realize I was muted.
I figured you muted because you were walking out. But all right, what are your thoughts? Initial thoughts.
My initial thoughts?
Yes.
Oh god, man. I mean I kept yelling at the screen the whole goddamn time because of how cheesy it was.
There's a lot of cheese.
It's a lot of cheese. A lot of cheese. I would say my favorite part is that the army boy that they kept calling him, army boy, ended up being a con in the end.
I think he was legit. I think he was legit the whole time throughout the movie, but obviously in the end he did a bad guy thing. But I don't think he was a bad guy the whole time. I just think he jumped on that opportunity in the end. What a dumb decision, though.
Yeah, he paid for it, though. He paid for
it. So basically, gist of the story is that they're transferring one set of prisoners from one prison to another, and then Three Finger runs the prison bus off the road. He had also before that had killed a group of teenage campers or whatever, and one girl got away, and they end up running into her. Nate's partner, the black dude, the black cop. Whenever he dies, like he has that gun, and Chavez hits him, he turns around and he's like, and he like says a line. Like, make it any more obvious they're getting ready to turn around and strike this guy or something. Like, it sounds like he's losing it. And then, you remember when the bus first crashed, there was the fallout from that. Chavez got the gun. They beat up Nate, whatever. Or maybe it was not when the bus first crashed. No, I think it was that. It might have been a scene after that. But either way, some random ass third cop jumps out of nowhere, and he's like, "Put down the gun, Thomas!" And the Thomas kills him. It's like I think they just added that guy in there so one cop can get killed right away because they needed the other two to go on. And I swear I did not see him at all. And then all of a sudden he jumps out of nowhere.
Your
Oh,
audio is
so
kind of cutting in and out.
I'm on the headphone. I don't know if maybe that's not the best move. Is it okay now that I'm not as animated?
Yeah.
All right, I'll
Yeah.
try to calm it.
Calm down.
I like the movie though. I like it a lot. I love how they have this other bad guy who's seemingly, just as bad. At least in the movie, you're rooting for them the same amount. Like you want both of these bad guys to lose. But man, yeah, I can't say he's exactly as bad as Three Finger because.
I like how he
Crazy
kept
how he
bitching about
did that.
people. He kept bitching about how people needed to pull their weight, and then he just kept killing one off,
Yeah.
and then he had to fucking take the bags himself.
Crazy with just reckless abandon, just killing people off. I enjoyed it though. I like it a lot. It's one of my favorites of the series. The first one might be my favorite, but I get a certain amount of enjoyment out of all of them. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I love how they have this fight in the rain, like in this clearing in the forest and stuff, and yeah, it's good stuff. Also, this is the only one that only has Three Finger in it. There's always three of them in all the other movies, but in this one alone, it's just the one guy. I don't know why. I am curious as to why they chose to just go with the one.
Like he seems to be everybody's favorite. We don't have
He's definitely the most popular.
We don't have to pay other actors. We can save money. Just have him. Keep a very low budget.
One time we went on we did this wrong turn, like marathon, and we kept saying that Three Finger reminded us of our Uncle Jack. So he just running around, and it was funny. Like he even happened to stop by, just like at a coincidence. We're like, oh crap.
So your ears burning? Like, what? Nothing.
So I mean, would you guys? Does that interest you in watching any of the other wrong turns? Would you watch it again? What are your guys' ratings? How many fingers? Out of 3. 2?
2 fingers.
1.
Really, that bad? I mean,
it's not one that like was like, oh, this is amazing. Like, I don't mind bad acting when it's done slightly on purpose, which you could tell this one. If they weren't doing bad acting on purpose, then that's even more trouble.
It was pretty good. I thought that actually stuck out to me for a low budget horror movie. I thought the acting was pretty solid. So it's crazy that we have such diverging opinions, especially Chavez. I thought Chavez was great. And I just like it's crazy that they're building up this other guy, just random guy, to be just as big of a bad guy as Three Finger is. But I loved it. I love their battle, and I love how it was built up. But yeah, there's a lot of a lot more than I remember of those dumb like horror movie cliches and stuff like that in there. But I enjoyed it. I love that.
Don't get me wrong. I do find it funny that when Three Finger first killed the lady, I was not expecting it to go directly through the nipple.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys caught that, but it was hilarious that it went directly through the areola, like a bullseye from behind.
Yeah. I guess I didn't even. Yeah, I didn't. I did not catch that. But what do you guys think about when he killed Three Finger's son?
I forgot about that.
I thought it was kind of funny, just the fact that like I knew they killed him, but I did not expect they would go the extra mile to cut his head off and put it on a pike.
Yeah. I was like, damn, that's vicious. Like, I understand he's a little monster or whatever, but he's a kid and he's only doing what he's being taught, you know. And then you just do it so brutally and so like, oh, and even whenever that, okay, here's another thing about the movie. They had that Mexican dude who was undercover. That plays no part in anything that happens in the movie. Because he's
No,
like, I'm
that's
gonna try
the
to get
voice
on this guy's
acting, by
good
the way.
side. He's like, I'm gonna try to get on this guy's good side so he trusts me and I can get some information or whatever. So he starts standing up to him to the skinhead guy, and then something happens to his leg and he can't walk. So then Chavez just kills him, right? Because they're all chained together.
No, he gets killed by Three Finger.
Oh yeah, the thing slices him or whatever. I don't remember if it slices him this way or this way, but yeah, he steps into one of the traps.
It's
forgot.
But then they cut his legs off, right, because of the chain. And that's when he's like, you have to cut at the kneecap because there's no bone, or like right under the kneecap because there's no bone. You don't have to cut through the bone.
yeah.
Oh,
Which
was
that
that him? I thought he got killed like shortly after they got the money, but I forgot how. I just forgot how.
I think it was the tweaker guy that got killed after that, and he's the one that got caught on fire and wrapped up in the barbed wire on the back of Three Fingers' truck.
I mean, yeah, that was shortly, but I don't think that was after the money. Was that?
Yeah, I guess I don't remember. I mean, now it's been a minute since I watched it again because
Uh,
it's been a minute since we got to get together.
uh,
But yeah,
it's
anyway, I guess we settled, and it wasn't as good of a movie to you guys as it was to me, and that's fine. I enjoyed it though. Do you have any interest in watching any of the other Wrong Turns? I want to find a series that we all want to watch all of them and can review them. Kind of like I maybe even get together and do it like Q and Sal did for the Fast and the Furious movies.
that was moved